Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 4, Episode 11. So first of all, happy Memorial Day. It is actually Sunday. I'm not sure if this is going to get up on Sunday or Monday. So if it is actually Monday, or if you're watching this on Monday, then happy Memorial Day. But it is the weekend, and we celebrate all weekend. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Memorial Day. Y'all remember to be safe. No drinking and driving. No smoking and driving. I got to tell y'all these days. But still enjoy yourself. All right, the review, you guys. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys. So the show starts where it ended last week, which was with Kimmy and Jalen putting Wanda in her place. You know, she's, I'm sorry, Kimmy, if I misled you. I was just like, Wanda was really trying to have a moment, and Kimmy was just like, you can feel however you want to feel, but you know, we're not going to be these bitches that you keep on wanting to call us. Wanda felt like she was matching the energy that Kimmy was giving her. But Kimmy wasn't giving Wanda, nobody was giving Wanda any even attention to be trying to feel like it was some energy. So Wanda was just, I'm just like so over Wanda. Anyway, Marceau is watching all this go down, and finally he was like, let's go get some, get some air, get away from all this estrogen. So him and Maurice go out the room, and he's talking to Maurice about Wanda, how it's not all of the people in social media, it's not the world that's ruining his marriage with Letitia. It is Wanda. Wanda, just like I told you guys, Wanda's the one that's bringing the shit back to Letitia. Oh, everybody is sick of Wanda's toxic vibes. Yet and still, you guys still have Wanda around. You still inviting her to everything. You still giving her money for this food truck. You still taking care of, Anyway, he says that he don't care what the world thinks. All he has a responsibility to is his 3 kids. And, they think that he's a good dad, and he is a good dad, and he only worries about what Letitia thinks. That's the only person that matters. So he's worried about that because he knows that Tisha wants Wanda in their life, and Wanda has to be in their life. But I was just like, Wanda really does not have to be in your life. I mean, obviously, Letitia doesn't want to cut her mom off, and she's not going to cut her mom off. But really, they don't have to be inviting Wanda to everything, because Wanda just is a cancer to the group. Maurice tells them that they need to set some boundaries. And he knows that that's going to be hard, probably impossible, because like I said, Letitia supports her mom. Now, talking about this trip that we supposed to be taking to Atlanta, well, I'm not clear if Maurice is even going on this trip. He kind of is making it seem like he has removed himself, sorta. But he tells Marceau to make sure that he's clear, with Letitia, that it's okay for him to go, basically. And Marceau was like, oh, me and Letitia are good. It's nothing there. It's nothing for us. Nigga, you just sat up there and went on and on about Wanda trying to tear your marriage apart. But now all of a sudden, nothing is coming in between you. Your damn mother-in-law is coming in between y'all, okay? And so Marceau, with this stubborn way of thinking, I guess he believes that he doesn't need to tell Letitia. Like, I don't even know what Marceau is trying to say with all of this. Me and Letitia are good. There's nothing that's penetrating us. I just, 2 minutes before, we got this whole diatribe about how Wanda was trying to tear your marriage apart. What is he talking about? I don't really know what Marceau is talking about. Marceau just likes to hear himself speak, okay? He thinks he's so profound and Confucius and, deep and all. And it gets on my nerves. It's so much. He says so little bit with so many fucking words. Just get to the point. I ain't telling my wife because I don't feel like I need to. I can leave when I want to, and Letitia can't say nothing about it. That's what you need to say. Now, let's jump over to Melody. Melody is at home, and her mom, Vanessa, comes by because she's going to help her with this event that she has coming up. Okay, Mel. I'm literally rebranding my whole life right now. I'm launching my skincare line. Life is good. And I have no time for bad energy or negative vibes. So, yeah. Right now, things is going really well in her life. Where she's not thinking about the divorce. She's past that. She's got her babies. Life is good. Everything's falling in the line. Good for Mel. She is going over the ad campaign with her mom. And her mom is looking at the pictures and, like a typical mom. I like this picture, but I'm not really sure about other ones. Okay, which ones wasn't you sure about, mama? Okay, the one where she's showing half her ass, and Mel was like, I got a skincare line. A little bit of skin is showing. We ain't seen to crack, so it's okay. But this event that she's having,
I am having people there that I want to be there. This is a whole new chapter for me, a new birthing and a new branding, and I am literally getting back to the old me.
Okay, to the old Mel. And that's probably a good feeling. She did have some dark times, so good for her. You know, they do say once you come out from underneath all of the drama of a divorce, you know, shit can be really good. And Miss Vanessa is happy about that too. Now, Tiffany. Tiffany goes to lunch with Kimmy. And they haven't seen each other since the housewarming, even though Tiffany and Lewis had to leave early because remember her son had a soccer game that they needed to get to. Did you guys win? Nope, didn't win, but thanks for asking. Anyway, Tiffany was like, I meant to ask you, like, how was that, you know, how did the housewarming go after we left? You know, how was Destiny and Stormy? And Kimmy was like, oh yeah. Well, they agreed to speak to each other, you know, with no problem. You know, I asked them both and they were like, sure. She said, then we got in the room and shit went left. And it continued to go left because both of them kind of buck up against each other. Well, I really honestly believe that Destiny was the one that made it go left, okay? Stormy, with all of her faults, I wouldn't have liked being called sweetie either. So Kimmy's whole thing is that at some point, somebody's got to be the mature one, or, you know, the one that kind of like backs down a little bit so that they can speak to each other respectfully. Okay. And yes, that is true. We do have to get to that point, but until, you know, everybody feels like that's what they want to do, then it's not going to happen. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen with Destiny and Stormy. And side note, I forgot to mention this at the beginning. I meant to. Yes, I did see all of the drama that happened yesterday while they were shooting 11 Marriage Huntsville episode. Actually, yesterday. Okay. It was all over social media. Evidently, Martell and Marceau got into a fight. And we don't know any more than that. I heard something about, you know, Mel was on a live. So the way it went was Mel was on a live. Before I guess they were about to start shooting, they told her that she had to get off the live until she finished her scene or whatever. So she got off the live, but she got back on and she was in the car. And I guess she and her mom or she and somebody else, they were waiting for whatever reason. Maybe she was going to have to go back into the scene later. But she was sitting in the car and you can hear all this yelling and screaming. You can clearly hear Martell's voice. You maybe can hear Marceau's voice, but it's just all this screaming and commotion outside. Well, it turns out that Martell was out there arguing with, I guess, Marceau. We still don't know for a fact, but it was getting heated. Melody said something about them speaking on the kids. So people are assuming that somebody said something ill about her children that were there at the event as well. And that was why Martell got so inflamed and incensed and everything and was ready to just beat somebody's ass. So it got to a point where finally Mel gets out of the car and she's like, Martell, no, stop it, please don't do this. You know, she's still on live. Okay, but it's all this commotion going on and, you know, with the camera, I mean, the phone is in her hand, obviously, so it's like you don't really see what's going on. But every now and then you can get a little small glimpse of Martell, a little small glimpse of Marceau. So we're imagining that them two had got into a fight. We still don't know that 100% for a fact, but people were saying that that's what it was. It got so bad that Mel kept on saying, no, Martell, don't do this. Please stop it. Don't do this. You know, your kids are here. Your kids are watching. Okay, your kids are watching. And that's the only thing that seemed to stop Martell. Okay, because can you imagine the terror that the kids must feel to see Uncle Marceau and Daddy fighting out there? Like, them poor kids, those poor kids. Okay, I know it happens in divorces, but I mean, really, our kids shouldn't see us fighting as adults. We tell them not to do that, keep your hands to yourself and all of that, and then we see our parents, no, grown folks that we look up to fight. No. So afterwards, Stormy got on her live, and side note, Stormy is very pretty. When I see her on the show, the way they do her makeup, she doesn't need to have all of that makeup on, because on her live, first of all, I didn't even know it was Stormy. That's how different she looked. Her eyes, she didn't wear so much heavy, dark makeup, because I was trying to think, like, why does she look so different on the show? Well, she wears these long, thick lashes, and she wears a lot of, like, black makeup around her eyes. But on that live, she looked beautiful. No lashes. I don't think she had any lashes in. She didn't have all that dark makeup on, and she looked totally different. So I kept on I was trying to hear what she was saying, but I was looking at her like, girl, this is the look you need to have on the show, because on the show, she don't even, anyway. She starts talking about it, and she says that, you know, some shit that went down. She doesn't say what happened. You're going to have to wait till the show happens, till the episode airs. But her and her husband and her mother were in the car, and she was just saying how ghetto it was, and they was fighting, and, you know, we gonna see, she not the ghetto one. And I didn't say that Stormy was ghetto. I said Stormy has been in the hood, okay, has had some experiences in the hood. So have I, you know, and I don't think that I am hood, but I definitely know how to integrate in all of these different areas if I have to, you know. So anyway, that all went down yesterday, because I know you guys are gonna be like, Roxanne, did you see? Of course I saw it. About 30 of you guys sent me the video, but I had seen it because Bondi had tweeted what happened on Mels Live on Twitter, and I didn't know nothing about it. So then I went on and did some research, and that's how I came upon all of that stuff. And then right after that, everybody started sending me the video. So anyway, I did see all that, but I said all of that to say how pretty Stormy looked on her live. To the point where I didn't even know that was her. Okay, that was a for real side note. But anyway, yeah, Kimmy was just like, until they're both ready to kind of be a little bit more mature about it, it ain't gonna happen. So anyways, what else is going on? Well, Kimmy got her brokerage license. I see that she's in some sort of partnership out here in Atlanta. And her and Maurice has some brokerage firm also that they're working together on, you know, and it's been an experience because she's always worked corporate, and now she's kind of entrepreneurship with her husband, and you know, it's different, and he's always been, you know, he's working super hard, and now she kind of feels like they need to spend more time together, and you know, the same stuff that we've been hearing from Kimmy from the beginning. And Tiffany was like, yeah, I know the feeling. She's very busy as well, but Tiffany wants to have a baby. Okay, Lewis is not really on that right now. And Kimmy was just like, well, how are you going to have a baby if you're talking about you're always busy? And Tiffany was like, well, I mean, you can make the time. And Kimmy was like, true that, you can. But you can also make the time for your husband. Maybe your husband wants to spend the time with you and not another baby. I mean, that really is, even though Tiffany swears she only 34. Is that what she said, 34? Girl, I don't care who tell it. Who pulled the papers on Tiffany yet, y'all? But she said that she can do it. She wants to have this baby, and okay, fine. Then she tells her that she's going to Utah, Alabama, and try to find her daddy with Mel. That's going to be at the same time that the men are going to Atlanta. And Kimmy said, yeah, speaking of Atlanta, why is Blue barking? What's happening out here? You see somebody? I can see him out the storm door. Anyway, Kimmy doesn't think that the Atlanta trip is a good idea, considering everything that's going on social media and everything. It's like, why are you guys making it worse by doing the exact same trip again? She ain't with it. Where you going, young man?
To work.
Oh, that sucks.
Yes, it's not the best. You doing a video?
You gotta work. Do you want to give a plug, a shout out for your?
Yeah, we dropping our video today. Are you dropping this video today?
Yes, I am.
Well, yeah. Well, we're dropping our video today too. So y'all go ahead and subscribe to Eazy 10K podcast. It's actually my old YouTube channel. So some of y'all might already be on there, but you know what I'm saying. Everybody else, go subscribe. Y'all love the video. We talking about the foolishness that the world got going on.
I know that's right. You know that's right.
Come on now.
What time you get off?
Right now. It's just
we gotta work on Sunday. That's
what I'm saying.
And it's Memorial Day weekend.
Yes. So
awful.
The meetings will start at 1. We got to be there at 12. But you know, black people. Oh shit.
Don't. This is freshly cleaned armor all.
You know, black participation within our community isn't high, so probably about 5 people.
All right, well, you got your orange and.
Yeah, I'm all extra bright. I wasn't wearing my orange pants, but I didn't I just got a chill.
Okay, yeah, we don't want that. All right, bye. Joe has a second summer job because he's not teaching for the summer. Thank goodness. My nerves couldn't take that. But anyway, so Kimmy doesn't think it's a good idea for them to go. She knows that they want to go and have fun, just like the girl trips. And Tiffany was like, yeah, that's not fun for me. And she was like, yeah, you know what? Kimmy was like, it's not really fun for me either. I was just like, nuts, because you guys got fucked up friends. Girls trips can be a lot of fun. Okay, you just have to find the right group. I do admit that it's hard to find the right mix, but when you can find the group that you guys all can go and it don't be no whole bunch. And the other key to a girls trip is it can't be too long. Okay, I know specific friends that I can't be around 3 days in a row. I love them to death. Been knowing them for over 30 years. It can't do it. Just can't do it. There's some friends out there like that, you guys. So anyway, both Kimmy and Tiffany agree that girls trips ain't even all that fun. Now let's jump over to Martell. He calls a tutor that's going to help him get this business license. Melnika set him up with this person. And you guys, we already know his past. Well, I took the test 7 years ago, and I studied my ass off, and I failed. And then Melody took the test and passed, so I didn't have to take the test again. And then years later, now we are divorced, and I don't have a license. So that's pretty much what it is. All right, so the tutor was like, okay, so what's the fire that lights up under you to make you feel like you can do it this time? And he was like, well, you know what? I've always liked to make something out of nothing. Right now, he has the perfect house, his dream house, in his phone, and all he wants to do is build that. And she was just like, well, basically, that's all you have to do. You have to remember the reasons why this is so important to you. Now, let's talk about the ins and outs of this general contracting license. Okay, first of all, you have to pass with 65%. Okay, there's 40 questions on the test. You only have to answer 26. Okay, well, you only have to get 26 right. And so there's some sort of strategy behind, you know, making sure that the things that you really, really know, that you know those things well enough. So anyway, the tutor is trying to tell him that you have to have a strategy about going about this whole thing. Martell was just like, oh, I'm really gonna pass this test. Okay, come hook or crook, he gonna study again. He gonna work with this tutor. He gonna call her in a few days, 5 o'clock, and we gonna be on it. Okay, and the tutor's with him. So good luck to Martell. Everybody talks about how talented he is and how smart and how well, how good of a job that he does. So, I hope that he's able to get that license. Now, you guys, let's jump to Mels Event. So I will admit that, you guys, I couldn't even really concentrate on the event because I was so excited when I saw this little head with this white hair. And I was like, is that Bondi? So I was looking and I was like, okay, this might be the event that I remember when she posted on Instagram that she went to the event. So I was just like, is this the event? And sure enough, y'all, it was our girl Bondi Blue. Oh, Miss Brittany, we had her ass up on that TV, and I was so excited, you guys. I was just like, oh my God, they got her on there. And honey, I could hear her, she was hugging Kimmy. She's okay then. All right, love. Bye. You know how her voice is. It's so funny because I had actually talked to her earlier yesterday. And she didn't even mention she was going to be on the show. But she told me, or she said actually in her live, that she didn't think that she was actually going to be on the show. Actually, when I texted her when I saw her. And she was like, girl, I'm in Target. And I was just like, girl, they got you on this show a whole bunch of times. She was like, I didn't even think that they were going to show me like that. I was like, no, they showed you. They made sure that they showed you quite a few times, zoomed in on you and everything. I saw that little head and that bright white hair. I said that shit was freshly blonde. It was beautiful. She looks so good. Okay. And, the TV, they say that it put some pounds on, she tiny now that she be working out and all of that. So, just like really good. So I was excited. So I wasn't really paying attention to the conversation that Tiffany and Kimmy was having. I guess they was just catching up with each other since the last time that they talked. So anyways, you guys, Kimmy and Tiffany are talking, and Stormy walks up, and I think they asked her about Destiny. I think Tiffany asked her about Destiny, and Stormy's like, I'm past all that stuff that happened at the housewarming. I think that Stormy realizes that she's probably going to look the wrong way on the show. It happens a lot of times when you watch these reality shows, as long as we have, you start to realize that people start to not be happy with the way that they're being presented, so they try to change it up. So I think that's probably where Stormy is right now. Now, y'all tell me, what type of time was Kiki on at this party? I said, girl, you just trying to have a moment. I couldn't understand. Now, first of all, you done sat up there in cahoots with Mel at the party and told Tisha's business, okay? Then you got confronted by Letitia and Wanda, had to defend yourself, And now you trying to come up here and fuss at the girls as if you wasn't saying nothing at the damn part. I was like, Kiki, if you don't go some fucking where with this mess, girl, don't nobody, you was gladly in that conversation and saying whatever it is that you said as well. So when she tried to confront Stormy, and Stormy was just like, yeah, I'm not a fan, F-A-N-D. I'm not a fan of Kiki, you know, because the shit that she said about her own flesh and blood, I mean, you know, her own cousin, yeah, she don't think that shit is cool. So she trying to stay away from Stormy. So, I mean, from Kiki. So when when Kiki tried to confront Stormy, Stormy kind of just walked off like, girl. And so Kiki looks over at Kimmy and was just like, was that shade? No, she looks over at Tiffany. Was that like shade? Was she trying to be shady? And Tiffany just started laughing like, girl, I don't know. I just get a kick out of these girls. Kiki's still trying to get clear on it. She asked Kimmy, you know, I don't really understand what's going on here. I think that Stormy was being dismissive of me, and you know, I don't really like that. Like, you know, I really want to get to the bottom of things and clear the air. And Kimmy was just like, what is wrong with the fucking air? The air been fine all this time. Now all of a sudden you trying to come up here all huffed up and shit in the girl. You know, ain't nobody thinking about Kiki no more. But Kiki said she don't like subliminal. She don't like being dressed that way. You know, you the one walked up to Stormy. Stormy did not walk up to you. So, you know, she goes up to Stormy and she was just like, you know, I never thought there was a problem between you and I. And you know, it's not about how I feel. Even though it's all about how you feel. That's the only thing that matters right now is how you feel. But she want to clear the air. And Stormy, I was just like, oh my God, Kiki, please stop it, girl. Kiki said, damn it, I'm gonna be on this show. That's what the fuck I'm gonna do. So anyway, while that's going on, Mel finally gets up there, gets on the mic, talks about her, you know, trying to reinvent herself basically and rebrand herself and how she does this for her children. And you know,
it was very important for my children to be here.
Important. But you know, for her kids to be there because she does it all for them. Yada yada yada. And then she goes on and she describes her products, you know, smart, taking a page out of Candy's book, I think, you know, making sure that she puts her products out there, you know, I mean, gave the full description, told them your baby girl got in the tub with her clothes on, everything, you know. So that was fine. After she finally finishes, oh, there go Bondi again. I said, Brittany, girl, you was really getting your screen time, honey. She goes up and gives Brittany a hug. And, you know, Brittany walks off. And then Mel can sniff that it's about to be some drama. You know, Kiki nostrils flared. And, you know, Mel's just like,
I hope they're not going to be on that same energy like they had from Galentine's Day.
Okay, because she not fixing to have that at her event. I said, well, Kiki got other plans, okay? Kiki wasn't at the Galentine's Day. So, Kiki goes up to Kimmy and was like, can we talk? And Kimmy was like, well, let's go outside. You know, Kimmy was just like, why am I even having to talk to Kiki? Okay, so they get outside and basically, well, not outside, but outside the event. And Kiki feels like she ain't really do nothing, okay? Kimmy was like, you don't feel like you was at the event, I mean, at the slumber party and that you was telling Letitia's business? And she was like, well, I don't feel like that I didn't say anything that wasn't, that I didn't say anything negative. She said, in the things that I said there, I felt like it was in confidence. And Kimmy was like, you felt like the slumber party was in confidence, like with those particular people? Why did you think that? I said, Kiki didn't think that. Kiki was excited to be there, finally a part of the gang. Her cousin that she's had drama with all of her life, you know, some sort of competitive thing, wasn't there. So this was her moment. She just got a little carried away. But Kimmy was like, I don't even understand why you was there, because I've been around for 4 years and you ain't never been in nothing. And Kiki said, well, yeah, she's not on that, you know, high school shit anymore where she don't show up to events because so-and-so don't like so-and-so and all of that. You know, she gonna go where she wanna go. I said, after 4 years, huh, Kiki? Y'all gonna keep on saying that. You know good and damn well you and Mel was not friends like that. So Kimmy was just like, well, you said that you and Letitia had a conversation about Marceau cheating. All right, you said that. She was trying to say that she didn't say that, and Kimmy was like, girl, it's on tape. Well, what she said at the party was that she and Letitia have had many conversations about the relationship, but it was insinuating as if Letitia had confided in her that Marceau had been cheating. Okay, because of what Mel had said right before that. And Kimmy was like, whether or not it was true or false, that's not even the point here. The point is you shouldn't be talking to this particular group of girls about Letitia's business. Even if me and Letitia are not in a good place, I'm not going to go to this party and start talking about Letitia with them, because I already know that Letitia's relationship with a couple of these people here is contentious at best. Okay, so it's just like you basically are a flip-flopper. So depending on who the environment is, the people that's surrounding you, you gonna maybe tell the business, maybe not, just kind of feels like you're not really loyal to Letitia is what Kimmy was trying to say. Finally, Kiki kept on wanting to go on, and Kimmy was like, I'm not gonna have this back and forth with Letitia's cousin. Okay, I'm gonna go on back in here and possibly get in the tub. I mean, why not? We keeping clothes on around here and getting in the tub, so I don't see why Kimmy can't either. But Kimmy shuts it down because that conversation is going nowhere. Lastly, you guys, the Scots, they all go to dinner, meaning Marsau and Letitia and Maurice and Kimmy. So they start talking about the housewarming. And Letitia was just like, what happened? I said, girl, what? You don't remember your mom acting a fool at the thing? Okay. And they was just like, what about what Wanda said? And she was just like, oh, I thought y'all was talking about something that I did. Letitia gonna maintain that she cannot control Wanda and the things that she says and does. And Kimmy was like, you can ban her. And we got a good little laugh off of that. But I think Kimmy was serious. And you really can. Mama, you can come over to the house with the kids and everything. Okay, when we just have a little dinner and we invite you over, you can do that. But when we get this group of friends together and it's about to be potential for drama, you definitely cannot come. Okay? But Letitia's never going to do that. Marsau goes on and talks this big talk about how he don't support Wanda and all. But Kimmy was like, yeah, you say that, but I think you writing checks. And Kimmy was like, Tisha was like, yeah, we do write checks. And she said it proudly. You can do all that for your mama, but she wouldn't be on this show. Because really, your mama is not helping you when millions of people are watching the show. And a good amount of those millions believe the shit that comes out of Wanda's mouth. So have you talked to Wanda? And yes, she talked to Wanda. Wanda talked to Kiki. She got an issue with Kiki. And Kimmy was like, I got an issue with her too. Because, she shouldn't have been doing what she was doing. She shouldn't have been saying what she was saying about you. And she's like, I don't profess to know all of the shit that you and Kiki have been through. Okay. But I do know that I wouldn't be around somebody with that kind of stuff just swirling and surrounding them all the time. And, Letitia said that she's tried to deal with it over the years the best way that she can. Okay, she don't really know what else to do. So then Marsau starts to tell us why Kiki is upset with Letitia. Basically, Letitia had to tell Martell and Melody whatever the information was about Kiki before she got to that party that they were all invited to, because otherwise she would have been a bad friend had she not told her. Okay, it would have blindsided Mel and Martell. We still don't know what the damn information is. They haven't said that, but whatever it was, Marsau felt like Letitia was justified in telling Mel and Martell. And he was like, I wouldn't apologize if I was you. We know that, Marsau. You don't apologize for nothing. So Maurice was like, I know, Letitia, that has been tough. You have a responsibility to your friends, but, you and Kiki are very close, like sisters. That's your sister cousin. And, so you put in a very peculiar place. And Kimmy said, well, she was speaking as if it was facts, that she and Letitia had talked about Marsau being in, his infidelities. And Letitia was like, oh no, we never talked about the infidelities. And Marsau chimes in and says, well, what happened was Mel and Kiki had a conversation about him supposedly cheating, and then she came and told Letitia about what Mel said about them supposedly cheating. So she felt like that was her and Letitia having a conversation about him cheating, as if Letitia had admitted that he cheated. But really so it's their play on words is what Marsau is trying to say. And so then Marsau goes into this whole thing about he don't give people grace, that, trying to ruin his marriage. He had to do it with Martell because I guess that's his homeboy, and he had to do it with Wanda because that's his mother-in-law, but he ain't gonna do it for Kiki, and he ain't gonna do it for this person and that person. And I'm just like, and it's this old long convoluted way of saying it. I was just like, Marsau, I'm so sick of hearing. He should get tired of hearing his own self talk. All right, you guys, that is it. That is it. Yeah. It's a lot that goes on in Love and Marriage Huntsville. I will say that they keep us entertained, but it has definitely taken a dark turn. Much like how a lot of the reality shows do. If it doesn't take a dark turn, and the shit just gets bad. So Real Housewives of Atlanta did that same thing. It turned dark. Potomac is about to do that, you know. Well, they have, but they're trying to bring it back around. And then now we're here. We're actually fighting. Martell and Marcel fighting. I can't wait to see that they better show that shit too. All right. Because it's all over social media, so they're going to have to figure out however way they want to spin it, but we want to see it. Okay? All right, so let me get on to DC. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.